The first trailer for Stephen King's It is out. Brett was too scared to watch it, so we're gonna make him watch it now. Let's look.
If you'll come with me, you'll float too. You'll float too. You'll float too. You'll float too. You'll float too.
Scary. We got some Twitter reactions. We're gonna react, but first thoughts, 5 words or less.
It looks awesome.
Whoa.
Shit.
Yeah.
That looks scary.
Made me shit myself.
Yeah. Pennywise not clowning around. Pennywise is the clown, and that looks amazing. Let's go over the Twitter reactions, and then we'll go over our reaction. So we have, if you were to look on Twitter yesterday, because a lot of people were sharing the trailer, I'll read a few of them. We have Mark Sniteker, he wrote, unfollowing everyone who shares the It trailer, don't test me. Vin Win, this It trailer got me shook, childhood coming back to haunt me. That's what's cool about this, is that it was, I believe it was 1986. A lot of people read it in the 80s. So to have it, even though the original It novel portrayed the 1950s, to have this new movie portray the 80s, it's nostalgic for people that read it in the 80s. I read it in the 80s. I was like 10 years old and read it.
How? I didn't read it.
Maybe I was like,
I saw the poster
oh, you're too scared?
for the movie with Tim Curry, and I was like, I'm out.
Yeah.
It's the scariest shit I've ever, like.
You're scared of clowns?
I'm not scared of clowns, but I'm scared of scary clowns.
Yeah, most people are very terrified by the trailer. You were too scared to even watch it this morning.
It was like, so I'm on weird time zones, so I woke up at like 5:30 this morning, and it was dark, and I was like, fuck this. I'm not gonna watch this in the dark.
What did you guys think about the trailer? Start with Grace and then Jason.
Oh, I think it looks awesome. I think the casting choices all look great. I think they all line up. It's definitely a darker take than the movie from the 90s, which was a TV movie. So I knew it was a novel, and my first encounter with it came when I saw the TV movie on like
I never
a VHS.
saw the TV movie. What'd you think?
So it's scary when you're watching it and you're like in elementary school, which I think I was at the time. But then I rewatched it, and it really isn't that scary. But it is what it is for that time. But I really think that the novel is deserving of a major motion picture release, which is I think what we're getting with this. And with the special effects, because I think if you've seen the first movie, the ending, the climax, which should be the most scary, is like the least scary, just because of the effects that they had at the time.
Right.
And I think that is something that they can really capitalize with this picture, and making it bigger, better, and scarier than ever. I'm gonna be there opening
Let
night.
me ask you really quickly, the Pennywise, the clown, what did he look like in the miniseries? Did he look like that? Did he look more clowny?
More clowny.
It's more
clowny.
clowny. Tim Curry. It's pretty close though, from what we can see from the trailer.
I'd say he's more colorful.
Okay.
Because I think in this one he's more like like dead purple and dead green and like weird green.
He looks like Bozo the Clown.
Okay, this one, it's terrifying. Bill Skarsgård, the Swedish actor, is playing him.
How many Skarsgårds are there?
There's like a whole clan of Skarsgårds.
So what'd you think when you saw it?
I will, first of all, I'm a huge Stephen King fan. I've read Carrie, Firestarter.
I used to read them all too.
The Stand, The Stand by far was one of the best Stephen King movies, and they also made that into a miniseries in 1994. But I'm not afraid of clowns. I don't have a problem with clowns. But I saw the 1990 miniseries, and what fascinated me about all of that was how they're taking such a cherubic, innocent figure in our childhood, the clown, and making it so evil. And what a way to draw kids. And remember all the clown stories we were talking about on the on the main show about clowns. It's just very, and then American Horror Story with Freak Show did clowns. Very, very weird, but I cannot wait to see this. Also,
I can't wait.
I'm not afraid of scary movies, but I will say this will probably keep me up at night, because growing up I was always afraid of things that went bump in the night. Like I always looked at my bed before I went to bed. My twin brother, this is so revealing and so stupid to me, but I slept with my twin brother until the age of 12. Because I slept against the wall in case someone tried to take me, he could protect me from someone that was trying to. Yeah, so it's just very weird. I think this movie is going to be super successful. I'm just hoping that they do it justice and we didn't see all the amazingness in the preview.
I know,
and then we go
sometimes
see the
it
movie.
happens.
Yeah.
Right, and Stephen King, he's the king of macabre. I mean, he deserves to have every movie that's come out from him in the 80s really didn't live up to the interpretation from the novel, except for Carrie, which Brian De Palma did. Carrie was fantastic, but all the
Stand By Me was fantastic.
Misery?
But Misery was so
Misery,
good.
though.
But
Kathy Bates
well, she won an Oscar for
out.
it.
So that's, yeah. So all this stuff about this film should piss me off. Because it is like, it probably got greenlit because scary clowns were in the news. It's in the 80s because Stranger Things did well and it's kids in the 80s. But still, it seems like it's done well and it looks like it's gonna be good. And though I do say I'm afraid of scary movies and I don't like them, I will probably go see this one.
I will definitely see it. And I like that they made the 80s plot twist. But even though the 1950s is very cool too, and that's how it was set in the book, but I like the idea that if you read it in the 80s or the early 90s and then you're now watching it take place in the 80s, it's gonna give you that pull back there. Plus you have like a lot of Goonies vibes, you know, you have like with the kid with the inhaler and then going underground in the sewers, and then you have Mike from Stranger Things, and which isn't Goonies, but a lot of people tied that together too, and the kids on the bikes as like the activists trying to find, or the investigators trying to find out exactly what's going on, and then that puts them into trouble, and it's fun. I love that. I love it. I can't wait.
I think the best horror movies, my favorite horror movies, are the ones where you're actually rooting for the people to make it out and like defeat this evil, rather than when you see a movie and you're kind of rooting for the villain.
Friday the 13th, I'm always
Friday
rooting
the 13th,
for them. Just kill all the
kids. Or Nightmare on Elm Street, you kind of want Freddy Krueger to show up, whereas, you know, I think of It Follows, where you're rooting for them, like, come on guys, figure it out, band together, you care about this friendship, you care about their camaraderie, and I think that it has a very similar sort of story arc, and there's an opportunity for that too, where you're rooting for these kids, you want to love these kids, for them to figure it out, and also, without giving too much away, if you're afraid of clowns, you know, or if you're not afraid of clowns, there's still something in there for everyone, because it's about fear in general, and so it's not just a scary clown. There's a scary clown and so much more to be afraid of.
What's your scariest movie ever?
The one that
I think we need to all answer this question.
Like, what is it?
Come back to me. That's a tough one. You said that I feel like you might have them listed because you said it's one of your favorites.
Yeah, I don't know. I love horror. Is probably my favorite genre. So I don't know if I have like a favorite, like one that scares me the most, but one of my favorite scary movies, I think, is The Babadook. That one was a really fun trip for me to go on. But
I didn't see that one.
Never heard of it.
I love how Grace has these obscure, like,
I know.
I learn something new every day with you, Grace. So awesome.
The Babadook.
The Babadook, right there.
Babadook.
Noted. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the 2003 Marcus Nispel remake, scared the shit out of me.
Was that the one with Jessica Biel? I remember that one. That was scary. That was good.
I didn't sleep for a good week. Every light was on in the house after that was over, because it was just so much darker. And
Jessica Biel and Eric
Balfour.
Yes.
From Kids Incorporated.
Yes.
Eric Balfour.
Yes.
Shining also.
The Shining is terrifying. The Shining has to me
fantastic.
the most terrifying image, which is not even like a technically scary thing. It's like that weird flash of the guy dressed in like a hedgehog's outfit going on a bed with someone. He like opens a door and it's almost like a scene from a different movie where they're like, and there's just like some guy dressed as like a hedgehog.
What movie scares you the
I'll say
most?
something that scared me a lot was The Ring.
That one scared
original
the shit out of me.
Was
Really?
terrifying.
What?
Yes.
But in terms of like the scariest premise, even though you said it's like you're kind of rooting for Freddy Krueger, I think the scariest premise is Nightmare on Elm Street, because it is smart, because you have to sleep in life.
Right.
And there's other things, like I can not watch a fucking video that someone sends me. Like I can say, no, that seems like it's killed people 7 days. But I can't not sleep.
Right.
Yeah,
I thought,
you have a personal tie.
Oh yeah, I remember we rented it, and my mom lived in that house.
Isn't that amazing? Sorry, I love that part.
My mom lived in that house. It's on Genesee Street.
Yeah.
They filmed Nightmare on Elm Street.
That's
cool?
insane.
I know.
And there's like, it still looks that way today because there's a law.
So cool.
It's like a
Oh, that's so
you
scary.
can't change the outside of the houses in that neighborhood.
Yeah.
Didn't you think that I'm a huge Freddy Krueger fan too. 1 and 2 were great. Dreamcatcher was great, but they all got horrible as
I
they went on.
love that you think I'm strong enough to see them.
Freddy
I've
didn't-
only seen the first one. I remember
my
we went,
gosh.
my brother,
I
his
didn't
friend
know
and
you were
I,
like
we went to
that.
Carl's Jr. parties if you're on the East Coast, and to watch it in the middle of the day. We were gonna watch Nightmare on Elm Street. It scared us so bad that my brother and I, who had our own room, slept in the same room for like 6 months.
Yeah.
I remember what movie scared me the most, and it does not hold up. This is gonna be quite comical, because I used to bury roadkill.
Oh yeah.
Pet Sematary scared me.
Well, yeah,
Isn't that another
absolutely.
Stephen
So
King
that
movie.
would scare me, and then that would scare me to the point where I remember having to pause to like,
Yeah.
and then to put it on again. And then what was another one? Oh, Bates Motel always, because when I take a shower, I always.
Psycho?
Yes. Well, now I say Bates Motel because I'm watching the show. And can I do a spoiler alert or should I not?
I've never seen it. Go ahead.
If you haven't
I'm gonna
seen
do a
Psycho
spoiler
by
alert. Just
now,
pause for a second.
They like remade it.
It's
shot
so good.
For shot.
Spoiler
Like it's
alert,
been
though.
time.
Spoiler alert, the reason why it's coming to my mind and why I said Bates Motel is because they recreated that famous Psycho scene in one of these last, this is the final
Right.
season.
It's about
Even if you
time.
haven't seen the movie, you know about the shower scene.
I know,
shower
but
scene.
you didn't know. It's been 5 seasons to get it to this place in this series, the TV series. So
Okay.
we've been waiting to see if this would actually come to play. So yeah, when I'm in a shower, especially if I'm at a hotel or especially if I'm home alone or somewhere where I don't feel comfortable, I'm always hearing noises thinking that through the curtain somebody's gonna stab the shit out of me.
It is when you're the most vulnerable is when you're naked.
Yeah.
When you're naked and
there's
wet.
There's a scene, Eastern Promises, where Viggo Mortensen fights naked. It's like a naked knife fight scene, and it's that much scarier because he's totally vulnerable. Even though when you fight someone with clothes on, it's like that much fabric.
Yeah.
Being naked makes it that much scarier.
Yeah.
I love Pet Sematary as well. Great movie with the little Gage, little boy. But the best scene in Pet Sematary is when the wife comes back from the dead at the end.
Oh, that's right.
So good.
See, I
They
didn't
make out.
remember
And they
that.
make out. It's
See,
like
I
kissing
don't even
Whoopi
remember
Goldberg.
that. Yeah. Okay. All right, God, we could talk about this all day long. So please share your thoughts on the trailer. What's your scariest movie? Does that make sense? What
that
what
you
movie
have made.
scares
What
you?
is the scariest
What is
movie
the pregnancy
you
brain?
own?
What movie has scared you the most? And we'll see you next time on Pop Trigger.